People old enough to remember life pre-internet, what are some less obvious things you miss about that time?
Not being accessible to my boss 14 hours a day.
Leaving home and just being gone for the day. No cell phones. If there were cameras, it was really different. You used them to take pictures of things or had people take pictures of you. But there was no social media to preoccupy your mind. It was just doing something. And whoever you were with, was who you were with.
I miss having an attention span of more than 3 seconds.
News only being on at 6 p.m. That was it. Now we have 6 hours of local news and 24 hours of cable news. Not being bombarded all day with news. And when you saw breaking news on the screen, you knew some serious beep went down. Edit. My old brain interpreted pre-internet as when you were a kid. So yeah, cable news was a thing or internet. But you all know what I mean. When I was a kid, local news was noon for 30 minutes and 6 p.m. for 30 minutes. Then network news was 6:39 for 39 minutes. I think local might have had an 11 p.m. too, but I don't remember for sure. Edit 2. For those sending me private messages, I cannot see them. Some Reddit glitch or something. Anyway, thanks for the awards and allowing me to wax nostalgic. Peace.
You had to call someone's home phone number and talk to their parents first before you could talk to your friend. Video game cheat codes either spread by gaming magazines or by word of mouth. Sometimes that word of mouth was beep on looking at you Tomb Raider nude cheat code.
It used to be a lot harder to bail on things. You'd have to call the person at home and tell them yourself, or at least leave a message if you wanted to be risky. Typically, if you were gonna bail, you'd give at least 24 hours notice. Nowadays, people can let you know they're bailing last second since you're always reachable.
Resping mattered. If you said you were going to be there, you made sure to be there. None of this Facebook invites that everyone blows off without any form of social repercussions. If you said you were going to go and didn't go, you were the asshole and everyone knew it.
When you bought new music, you just had to hope it was good. The single might be popular, but otherwise, unless someone had it, you just bought it and hoped for the best.
The Sears catalog. That was how I found out about all the cool new toys.
Not being overwhelmed by choice. Don't get me wrong. Having nearly every form of media downloadable is great, but back in the day, I rented a video game and I played that video game as much as I could. Now, it's hard to give it more than 2 seconds before I try one of the 20,000 games I have access to. New Game Plus used to be cool. Now, I'm happy if just beat the game.
My formative years were the 1980s. I remember like yesterday going to study in Paris my junior year of college. I got off the plane with no cell phone, no internet, a Let's Go Paris book, and just a hostel address written on a piece of paper I'd stuck in a French dictionary. I did not know a single person in all of France. I had $500 of cash stuck in a money belt. The belt was tight and sweaty, but that money had to last me for at least a month until I could find a part-time job with my lousy French. My credit card was my father's credit card numbers written down on a piece of paper. He told me I could only use it to buy a plane ticket home in an emergency. I remember standing in the airport and having this powerful emotion of being 21 years old, scared beat but in absolutely completely control of my own destiny. There was absolutely nobody who could come rushing to my aid if I needed it. I was 100% on my own. I'm actually very thankful for that experience. I found the hostel. I found a job. I made friends. I learned French. I made it all on my own, which was just a big boost in life confidence. I have no doubt if I'd had a cell phone I would have called my parents on day 2, told them it was too hard, and been on the next plane home. But I had no other choice but to succeed.
The instant win bottle caps, candy, chocolate bar wrappers where you could turn them back into the store and immediately get a free one. Now it's just codes you have to register on their website so they can get your info. I don't even bother anymore.
Simplicity. I don't even know how to describe it. Like my days were filled with playing outside or swimming or reading in tree out front.
I miss my video game magazines. The thrill of getting one in the mail, often multiple because I had several different subscriptions, to read up on the next thing coming out, strategies for games that recently came out, and just the fun articles about related material were some of my favorite memories.
Reading the newspaper and magazines used to be just about one of my favorite things. Now it seems pointless to clutter the house with so much paper when I can access all of it online, but of course I don't. I pick and choose just a few articles. I don't really browse the way I would before, and I encounter a lot fewer new or enlightening things. Getting the Sunday New York Times and then going out for brunch and reading it with your friends/dates was such a treat. I used to get so excited when my favorite magazines came in the mail. I'd immediately sit down and leaf through them and see what was worth reading right away and what could wait.
When you used to play outside and the only curfew you had was when it started getting dark outside.
I miss the unknown.
The effort that people made to stay in touch. Now, it is effortless, but people don't bother with anything but social media.
You could be the cool guy that remembered beep like who was in what movie or the themes to TV shows. Now IMDb makes everyone that guy and it's not special. There's a lot of little things like that.
The ability to start over. I moved a lot. Every move I could reinvent myself. Bookworm, punk, preppy. I got to try out lots of aspects of my personality and my past wasn't a factor. I also miss patience. I get annoyed at TV ads now. Radio makes you listen to the whole song, even when you sooner like it. I'm far too comfortable with instant gratification.
Sitting down in the evening to read a book because there was nothing on TV. With today's streaming services, there is so much more media being produced, and it's all available at the click of a button whenever you damn well please. It can easily become an endless loop of what to watch next. I remember when there used to be 8 channels. You either had to watch General Hospital or find something better to do.
The absolute absence of push notifications. Life just waited for you like a good person.
Video rental stores. I have such good memories of going to our local Mr. Movie with my dad, renting a sci-fi flick and getting candy at the checkout. Streaming is cool and all, but I do miss video rental stores, mainly for nostalgic reasons.
Before the internet, people with crazy ideas lost confidence when they could not find others who agreed. On the internet, you can easily find at least 100 people who will agree to something, even a totally crazy idea. As a holdover from the olden days, the 100 people who agree with you seems like a lot.
Playing outside until it gets dark. This one pertains to cell phones. Before cell phones, when we just had landlines only, I can remember everyone's phone numbers by heart. Now with my smartphone I can only remember 3 phone numbers.
Before the internet, facts were curated, in the sense that information came from people with expert knowledge and was distributed by journalists or teachers who were held accountable for accuracy of information. The internet has allowed crazy people to spout rubbish with hardly any filter.
People would forget things you did that were maybe not the smartest.
People just stopping by your house. You would be just sitting there drinking beer or scratching your ass and boom, someone's at the door.
The Saturday morning cartoons and sitcoms I watched.
The fact that we had to find beep to do. Now I'm in front of a screen like 10 hours a day. After I'm done with the computer, I go watch TV. It's pretty absurd really. Even kids get a phone and an iPad at like 5 years old, with parents saying it's impossible to stop. Kids today will really miss out on playing games outside, games like /war, /kick the can, /ghost in the darkness. I think kids today will miss out on being bored, because it was on some of those days I had the most fun. Beep you can't plan or watch on a screen. Or loading up a backpack and going out for an adventure with your friends. Or biking to school just for something to do. I dunno, I'm only in my late 30s, so I saw the entire transition between pre-internet, dial-up and now, and I remember thinking how the world hadn't caught on to the internet yet, but it was coming. Now, I'm no longer so enthusiastic about it being such a good thing. We've used the most advanced tool that connects all of the people around the world, and only created more division.
For me it would be less negativity. Back then I was less aware of what was going on around the world outside of where I lived, but now it's almost instant coverage of the bad things happening everywhere.
The smell of Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Having the music channels on at house parties.
No influencers.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.